Welcome back to Love Molinar. Thank you guys so much for being patient. My goodness, this Mercury retrograde kicked my ass. I got the flu and then followed by food poisoning. It was just crazy, followed by the emotionality of Mercury. And then the new moon, it just was so much stuff that's been going on. But finally, I'm starting to feel better and lighter. And so I'm really, really happy to be bringing you the change in the energy and what I've been feeling. So I want to start off by saying this is a general reading, and you may find yourself in your situation, your soul connection, in the reading this week, and maybe next week or a couple of days later, you may not find yourself in there, and that's okay. It's a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me at love@lovemolinar.com, and that information is in the description box. Also, for the connections that I'm reading for, there are a couple of different scenarios that have been coming up. And so I feel really strongly, and I wanted to say the couple of soul connections that are coming up that I have been able to channel for. So it would be new soul connections, meaning you've met this person, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but 3 years usually and under, and just new, or this person's about to come in your life. Now, this person could be your soulmate. This person could be your twin flame, and also you awakening to knowing that you are a twin or a soulmate on the spiritual journey. And so with that, there's that group. There's another group that have already been in relationships together, and they are now currently separated. They're no longer in a relationship with each other. And that's another group dynamic. Another group dynamic are people who have been together for a while. They've been actively in a relationship with each other for a while, whether they break up, get back together. They've been in this relationship for a while, and this also awakening and understanding the type of soul connection that they are in. And then also, lastly, there are the groups that you have known this person for a while. You may have gotten together with this person at some time in your past, or you may not, but it's definitely this person that you guys have had history together. You know each other, and that may be your twin and or, soulmate. Depending. So I feel like those four groups of people I've been channeling messages for. So let's get down to it. Okay. So first thing, arguments, unavoidable. So, and it's a clearing out depending on where you and the soul connection are at. And this is spiritually, from a place of self mastery, from a place of self honesty, from a place of courageousness. You are going to have arguments, and it's unavoidable. It's going to be about big things. And these are big conversations. Big conversations meaning it's going to come out self-saboteur energy. It's going to come out childhood trauma, molestation, rape, sexual fetishes, lack of intimacy, disconnection, shame. It's all going to come out. It's coming out because this is big love. It's here, it's now. And that's why I'm titling this podcast and the energy report this week. It's brewing, it's coming. You are ready. Big love is here. And it ain't nothing like nobody thought it would be. And that's real. And so don't be discouraged. Don't be fearful of these arguments that are going to happen between you and this individual, because really, what is an argument? An argument is two people or two sides that want the other person to see their side and their viewpoint, their perspective, to feel heard, to be respected. Okay, they want for where they're coming from to hold credence, and for this other person to understand that. And what happens is that in trying to communicate that, resistance comes out, our ego comes out, our unwillingness. So, but this is part of life, and this is unavoidable, and it's a phase. It's not going to last. And again, depending on where you're at and where this individual is in relation to you, that's as much as the clearing and airing out that is going to come up and happen. These aren't going to be petty, stupid arguments. These are going to be big, important things. And it's not saying they're going to be like, oh God, it's so serious, so not lighthearted, but it's not going to be. It's just a fact of life. You and this person may be very different, and it's all starting to come out. It's starting to rise to the surface, to show us where we need to still heal, where we need to be forgiving, where we need to possibly throw away the perspective and feelings we had associated to something or someone or a situation in order for healthiness to come through, or in order for honesty and truthfulness to show up. And in having these arguments and conversations with your soul connection, it's being able not to be in reactionary mode of any kind, meaning that when you want to say something to someone, as long as you have value and compassion, that is your intent for that person, the right words will come from that. And sometimes, it's got to be screamed at. Sometimes it's not. It doesn't matter. It's being able to understand that this needs to be said, and I'm not going to not say it because in fearful mode of how this person's going to react. It's not about that. It's being able to use mindfulness. And I feel for these soul connections, a lot of them, some of them have argued a lot before where they're just like, I can't with this person. I just can't. They don't understand. And for some, it's like, I just feel if we have this argument, it's going to be the end. And it's all this fear. And for some, it's this walking on eggshells. We have to do away with that. That's the energy shift this week. We shifted out of that purid, rancid waiting, the waiting that did not serve anyone any good. So, in being active and taking action in our lives, that creates momentum. And so, for these soul connections, if you do decide to move forward, it's a phase. You're not going to argue as much because you're going to finally know where the other person is coming from and exactly who they are. People tell you and show you a lot about themselves when you're in a disagreement with them. So pay attention, and pay attention to yourself as well. As how do you operate? Like, are you a fair fighter, or do you just want to go for blood? And you're just, again, intention, mindfulness, compassion. Most of all, I feel that for these soul connections, there is a certain level of honesty and courage and humility and humbleness that that you have to both meet each other there in order for this to have any type of productive effect on the other person. It's how do we want to show up? Because this talk, this brewing, this big love, it's here. It's not going anywhere. As much as people try to deny, ignore it, it's not going anywhere. The universe has finally decided to pull its mask off and reveal, here it is. And I feel like this is this higher perspective that I've been speaking about that also showed up in the Feminine's Love Oracle reading last week, is that we say we want big love. And I know some of y'all are like, I never said that. I don't know about you, Mel. I just never said that. That was not a part of this equation. Well, too friggin' bad. Here it is. You must have okayed it somewhere. You were chosen. Here we are. Right? So here we are. Now, with that said, the purpose of soulmates and twin flames coming to incarnate, because you're first a spiritual being choosing to live a human experience, and that's the balance, is understanding that your mission while you are here is to raise the energy frequency of the planet through love. Love is an energy. It's not only romanticism, it's an energy. And part of your mission as a twin, as a deep soulmate connection, is to encourage and inspire humanity in a tangible, practical way in terms of viewing union and being in love. whatever that may look like, that is the mission. That's the mission. And I feel like that's that higher perspective, that rah card. And if you guys haven't checked out the Love Oracle reading, please go and check it out. It's got so much great stuff in there. But that's that rah, that divine, where this is so much bigger than you. Yes, you're definitely a part of this, but you're bigger than this. Your mission is bigger than this. And I feel like that's the trust. Is we're being asked, you're being asked to trust in yourself, right? What is it in me that I need to learn to trust, right? What do I need to trust in something that's bigger than myself? Like what they say, you can't see the trees through the forest. It's having that higher perspective to ascend so high that you can see the beauty of the forest and you don't get tripped up by the trees. And I get it. A lot of people that's been on this journey and also new people that are coming into it, you're like, dog, all I'm seeing is trees, dog. And I'm just not happy about that. Like, this is a lot. That's that resistance that came up a couple of weeks ago, because a higher perspective, a higher spiritual ascension is now being called. It's now, here's the horn. It's like, okay, all you twin flames and soulmates. It's like, okay, you guys were all rah. I want to get together and be in union and we're going to ride off to the sunset. Whatever dreams you had with your twin, which was, definitely having and being in a relationship with them. Well, now the universe, the divine, whatever you believe in, the ancestors are all in on this, is now bringing to your attention your true focus, your true mission of being a twin and a soulmate, which is you are coming together to be able to ascend humanity when it comes to love, in order to raise that energy frequency and level, in order to encourage and inspire other couples and people of what a relationship should look like, of what big love does look like. A love that is all encompassing. It's not perfect, but it is all encompassing. Something where you can meet someone and you automatically know them. You know them on a soul level and a soul connection, and you've never even said a word to them. There is no time, there's no space, there's no beginning or end. That type of love where you can argue, but you can see this beautiful forest, that you are stronger together than you are separate. And I feel that is what some are being asked to trust. And again, there's resistance with that, because big love comes with big responsibility. People don't get that, and you ask everyone on the street corner, love means something different to every single person. And so for me, when you think about union, it's, let's see, okay. In order to be in union with another, you have to first be united within yourself. Okay. You must first be in union with yourself before you can unite with anyone on any level, period. Okay. And if you break down the word union, it's you and I. Okay, you and I got it, you and I. So where are we going? Well, if you're a twin flame and a soulmate, you're going towards oneness. And what's missing to complete the word one on the end of union is E. E stands for effort. There is no effort. If you and I don't do it, there's no effort if we can't create union. There's no union that will be created if there's no effort by both you and I. The oneness talks about being in alignment and awakening to your mission, that you were here to uplift humanity. You are here to encourage and inspire humanity based on your love story, based on you winning over your circumstances and being completely happy. That's your mission. That's the oneness of coming together. That's the union. And I feel like that's where we're at right now. That's, to me, the divine disguise that's come off of it now. It's like, you got to put up or shut up. It's like, this is what you want to do this? Well, this is why you're here, to uplift and encourage humanity, and I feel that for some, it's like, it's going to be like, For some, it will be. The resistance has been coming out, and for others, they're very receptive to it. They're very receptive to it. Now, what I would like to say is this. Okay. It doesn't mean that, let's say, okay, what am I going to say? How can I say this? Free will, free choice boils down to it, period. This all sounds great, theory. Some people who are doing the practical work of which is being engaged in their inner growth and their inner, evolution. Okay, because we need to be growing as people. If we're not growing, we're dead. We're always growing and learning and trying to win over ourselves. And what I mean by winning over ourselves is winning over your negativity. That's what I mean by being able to win over your negativity. Buddhism calls it your fundamental darkness, your shadow, being able to win over that. And in saying that, union is going to mean so many different things to a lot of people. And there will be a lot of test for some. And I feel like for also in that carnal desire, it's coming up again. These two connections, these people, they're very sexually attracted to each other. They're very sexually charged. However, as there always is, there's always balance in a special one. Well, you or your soul connection, hun, they're just out there with their freak flag. They're just so out there. They are. And they may be a little trepid, a little fearful to show you truly that side of them, but it's going to come out. Inevitably, the energy will start to swoop it that way. We're in the energy of no longer hiding, mask or off. It's being able to ask yourself and understand, why are you sexually attracted to certain things, people, places, fetishes, whatever your deal is. Why are you sexually attracted to it? It's no longer, it's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, this is why. So anything surrounding sexuality, it's opening us up to let go of the conformity. It's letting go of our shame and certain beliefs we have surrounding shame, sexually, and body images. That's going to come up in certain acts. It'll be erasing boundaries, maybe drawing boundaries for some, but where you're at is understanding who you are in relation to this person. That's the sacredness of really understanding, who am I in relation to this person? How are my viewpoints being changed and shaped? Maybe we've been living a stereotypical lifestyle for way too long, and that doesn't serve us. And it's all going to come up. Like, what type of family do you want? What type of relationship do you want? Right now, we're standing in the energy of creation. This is where we're at. You're brand new. It's about, what do I want to create from this day forward? From this moment forward, what am I creating? What can I create? And we all have the power to create something that is so much bigger and better than where we came from. And I feel like that time is now for all of us. And whether you decide to move forward with this soul connection or not, it's definitely depends on you, your effort. What are you willing to do in order to have X? And it's not self-sacrificial, because we're not about that. We're out of that. We're all about winning and being happy. Being happy and reciprocity and receiving. So it's not about being self-sacrificial. It's really about, what is it do I want? What can I do? What can I contribute with another person to create this? Okay, so I am going to start to wrap it up and end there. A couple of things I'd like for you to look out that's still coming up. Obviously, the number 7. I don't know why I said obviously, but yeah, sevens. Sevens are still here. Number 4s, angels in order, definitely here. It's been seeing a lot of that. Also, capital letters. Pay attention. Your messages, names, things that your ancestors, the universe, your guides want to get your attention on will start to appear in capital letters and sometimes bold. Okay. So which means they're really emphasizing, they really want for you to get what they're trying to have you see. And so I feel that also trust. I feel the word trust is going to start popping up in your environment if it hasn't already a lot. A lot. I feel that trust is what everyone, no matter whether you're on some soulmate, soul connection journey or not, it doesn't matter. Trust. You're being you're being asked to trust. And trust in something where honestly, you don't have all the information at all. Like and I don't want to say blind trust and blind faith because I don't believe in that. But it's trusting in something in yourself. It's trusting in what has been shown to you time and time and time again. I feel everyone, if you're still with yourself and you've been watching and listening to my YouTube and my podcast, then you know what message I'm referring to. Thank you so much for listening. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. I really love the support. I love all the comments and the emails that I've gotten so far, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.